Okay, this is Arena again, and I just wanted to show the last level, the actual last level of the game, which is the Imperial Palace. The game mainly consists of you running around. At the beginning you try to level up, because the first, let's say the first few main quests, they're actually pretty difficult. But once you get to like level 4 or 5, you can start doing those, and like right now, do I check that? Forgot. Jesus, I played this not so long ago, but I already forgot. Oh, okay, you need to click here. And I'm already level 19. And I pretty much only played the main quest. And I got an artifact, the Staff of Magnus. But that doesn't really help me, because I'm a mage and I already got the stuff that is on there. And I got a stuff that does more damage and that keeps longer, so there's not really any incentive for me to use that thing, but I just got it anyways. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I started the quest, which is like dungeon crawls all the time, dungeons, and because of this character, because the character is so OP, you just steamroll through it, and I show you why. So I just gave myself 2 buffs. These are all custom spells, so you won't find them in the game, but Barrier is like a shield, regular shield spell. I should maybe show them in the spellbook. Yeah, okay, so this one here just gets like 1 hurt, like you see 1 hit point here, but that level here is always better. Even at the beginning I found that giving yourself like points here is way better than giving like flat points. Like this is scaling, the scales per level. And because I'm level 19, I get like 119 hit points. It's like a shield. And that is way more than I have hit points to begin with. So as you level up, the mage just gets more and more overpowered. And then the other thing that is really overpowered is this one here, which is basically the same thing. Like there's also really low stuff here, just 5% per level, and 3 rounds, which is about a minute in the game, so that lasts for a really long time. And this is almost 100%. This is like 95%, 95% at level 19. And spell reflection basically reflects spells, like these 2 liches that I just met, they're gonna throw spells at me and I'm just gonna reflect them back. And spell absorption basically absorbs spells if I have enough, like if my spell points are low, I'm gonna get the cast cost of the spells that they throw at me, and they're usually very costly, the spells that enemies throw, so that immediately gets my spell points back up to full, and then I start reflecting again. I don't actually know like what happens first here, or it happens at the same time, I have no idea, but it's just overpowered anyways. Like it just makes me immune to magic, and will stay here and let me shoot them for ages. But I can lightning bolts, which are also just custom damage spells. And this is the most difficult enemy in the game here, right? Just spam them with these things. I should maybe lower the sound a little bit. Yeah, that sounds about right. Need to crank it up. That didn't really lower the sounds at all. Just maybe do it in the mixer then. Ah, that's better. I hope that's loud enough. And just to see I'm still shielded and everything, like everything is up. Just continue around. Let's just regenerating. Could actually run past, but let's just take the good measure. There's one behind me. actually see him. I saw stuff behind him was actually my spell, so I don't know what's up with that. Like I said, this is also some really simple damage health spell based on lightning. I don't know why lightning, but I found that some enemies seem to have some advantage against fire. Not entirely sure, but there's like one enemy that just doesn't take damage from the lightning, and that is the I think they're called iron golems. Yeah, I think these are the iron golems, but I just got some other spell for them. But actually, only at the very beginning here I actually started to use spells. Most of the time I just used the staff, because that's enough. The most difficult enemies are all spellcasters, and they're all quite fragile, so the staff is more than enough to take them out, especially if they throw spells at me before I get into melee range. Then they're already weakened by the reflection of the spell shield, and yeah, they just get taken out really, really quickly. And so another thing that I find is really obscenely overpowered with mage is all the utility that you get on top of just your amazing combat stats. One thing that you probably didn't really notice is that there's like no fog here, because I just have a spell that creates light, and it lights up everything. Like you can see so far in dungeons, that really helps you with moving around. I can levitate. This is another custom spell, but it's just like the original one, just less. And just keep taking them out. So I can float over it. Like if there's if there's any lava pits or like regular pits on the ground, you can just float over them. Which is another thing you don't get if you can spell. I think the utility is what makes the game so much more easy and trivial as a mage, almost boring. Like I found the dungeon crawls to be quite boring. You see that thing goes down, so I just cast the light again. Okay, so I think this is it. Yeah, this is the final boss. I'm just gonna save. Because I had the game crash on me before. And so this is the strongest enemy in the game now. Just okay, let's just refresh everything. Let's refresh the spell shield, let's refresh the regular health shield. And then just throw lightning bolts at this guy. Here he is. This is the final boss. And just like the ninjas, he just gets fireballed to death. As lightning bolts to the wall, to the void. And I'm not entirely sure you can't kill him, I think. He just gets into the stasis, and then you just take away his key, and then you walk over here and watch the clip at the end. And I'm probably gonna turn off the webcam so it's not on the way. Oops. Yes, okay. Please don't crash. That looks like a crash. That happened to me before. Game just crashed. I don't know why, but it even says that on the wiki. There's something bugged about... There's something bugged about the last cutscene, but it doesn't really matter. I could also just cheap out and then use open on here and just move it directly. Like you don't even have to bother. Here it is. Some amazingly rendered cutscene, probably put together hand by hand, frame by frame. You must not. The jewel holds my life force. Thou art truly a child of the Empire. I thank thee for thy assistance. It seems, Naja, that I'm quite in the way. Not only have you managed to save the Emperor, but my life as well. I cannot be but proud of one who has truly earned such renown. And my deepest respect. My lips are still moving, but I'm not talking. I have a particular idea as to the question of your service in mind. From this day forth, thou art named the Eternal Champion. From thy hand shall be dealt the needs of the Empire. I, Uriel Septim, true Emperor of Tamriel, do decree and thus make law. Arise, my champion, and make thy rightful place at my side. You have proven yourself a worthy champion of the Empire, and such service shall not easily be forgotten. Hang not your sword above the mantle, nor place your spellbook upon the shelves. Many such adventures still await your hand, but this was but one chapter in the story of the Elder Scrolls. This font is really hard to read. And what that guy just said is not true. Like, you don't get the side, you just get spawned right in front of the Imperial City and you're free to go. And before I wrap this up, I just wanted to show for those of you who are not aware of Arena, it's the first Elder Scrolls games and it's huge. You can go anywhere in Tamriel, including the Imperial Province, but it only has one city. I'm not entirely sure what's outside the gates. I've never really ventured outside cities because there's nothing there. Besides at the beginning it's a bit useful to level up, but later on you're not gonna walk around outside cities. You're just gonna fast travel from city to city and from city to dungeon and then back. That's all. But you travel around everywhere, and some of these locations I think are available in Elder Scrolls Online. Like I see in Selene's Web and Elden Grove as loading screens, so I guess they're in there. And yeah, pretty interesting. But besides new textures, which I'm not entirely sure if every single province has different textures. There's definitely different textures in Hammerfell and so on, but there's little incentive to explore, which is kind of sad. Like, they got this entire giant map here, but there's not much to see besides, yeah, these here are, like in every province there's like 2 dungeons for the main quest and then a bunch of cities, but yeah, there's not too much to do beside the main quest, I think, at least for modern standards. So this is Arena, and I'm gonna highlight this on Twitch, maybe port it back to YouTube, and then you can see what the first Elder Scroll game was like. Bye bye.